today. This is a little project I'm working on with Roman, my videographer, to give just some quick tips on how to make memorial bread with success. We have all tried it and we have all fought that hard, difficult to knead dough. And I'm going to give you a couple tips that are going to make it more enjoyable for yourself and especially for your kids this year. The first tip is, where on earth do we find the video on the app? Every single year I go looking for it, and I'm sure everyone else does too. So it's under Media, then Meetings and Ministry, then Assemblies and Conventions, and you'll find the video which is called Making Memorial Bread. A pro tip, mark that as a favorite and you won't have trouble finding it again next time. The second is how we make the bread. We know that the recipe is there. We see our sister making it with such ease, and yet every single year we go to make it and it doesn't go so smooth. So I'm going to give you a couple tips. The recipe calls for 1 cup of flour. That's a cup of flour. Don't use it all at once. Start with half. And then it calls for about 1/3 of a cup of water. This is what's going to make all the difference. Use warm water. It's not hot, but it is warm. So you're going to add that in. And this is important too. Get this mixed into a slurry. And I like to call it getting it excited, because if you're using regular wheat flour, there is gluten in there. And it's going to start to get really elastic. We want that. So go ahead and get it mixed and get it going fast to be excited. And once that starts to happen, now gradually add some more of your flour, not all at once, and mix it in. And it'll start to form a ball. Now you can start using your hands. And this dough is still warm. I'm going to add a little bit more flour. I like to save myself the huge mess on my counter and just do my kneading right in the bowl. But just fold from one edge in and squish it down at the middle. Folding and squishing, and you can see this is soft and it's still warm, so it feels good. And kids can do this. So you can knead with the heel of your hand. Just keep dipping it in the flour that's in the bowl. If you prefer to work with a counter, you certainly can. It is still very soft. And I have still not added the entire cup of flour. So this is not an exact measurement, because usually, you know, flour settles, or maybe one bag of flour is slightly different than another. But you can continue to knead it, and that's also what kneading is doing, is it's doing the same thing. It's exciting the gluten. So if you start with stirring it like that, you probably don't have to knead it as long as what it says in the video. And once it's not sticky anymore, that's when you can really start to roll it out. And kids can definitely do this, because as you can see, we still have some very soft dough. And it doesn't really matter what direction they knead that in. So flour your rolling pin. Go ahead and roll that out. I didn't flour my rolling pin nearly enough. Of course, in the video they say to divide this into 2 chunks. So probably one could do that. And you're going to end up with very workable dough. So from there, the same thing is going to apply. You're going to put it on your pan. Some like to roll it super thin. You're going to get a nice crispy bread doing that. It's actually delicious to eat any time of year if you have it a little bit thicker and a little bit softer. And then when you bake it, it's not such a crunchy cracker. It's a little bit softer, more like a flatbread. But as you can see, I just added only the salt, or the flour and the water. And you can bake that according to the instructions in the video, and you can eat that with some olive oil and spices, or just with a little bit of butter on it, and it's actually pretty delicious. So I hope this helps you guys. I know Roman's gonna enjoy making and editing this video for y'all. So let us know in the comments if this was helpful. Take care.